I think it's still spinning.
Good morning. And we are live on Marriage This morning.
Are we live?
We're live.
Okay.
Good
I had to wait on
morning.
that thing to pop up.
So
This is a
we're
new
going
format.
it's good to see you. It's been,
Yeah.
we kind of took a little this week. So we're going to give you a chance, if you would go get your coffee and come on in and join us. I'm going to invite some people in
All
while you
right.
all are doing that.
So that's going to be like our little
See.
filler for a minute or two. But we are back. Back after Easter, after Resurrection Sunday, after Palm Sunday, after Good Friday.
So,
We're back.
Looks like I won't be inviting anyone in.
Why?
Good morning, Miss Charlie.
Hey, Miss Charlie, how you doing? We love you, Miss Charlie. We appreciate you. Why you can't invite anybody in?
Because since this new Facebook thing is forcing me to use this new live video thing, I can't even find it
Okay.
to invite somebody in. So
It's somewhere.
it's somewhere, and I do not see it.
Oh, so that's what happens when you move the.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
We
So
pop
like
down now.
you can still do something on the screen while we do this, so that's good.
Miss Charlie, you got your coffee this morning? I know, we missed you too.
Oh,
We missed you too.
Miss Charlie,
Mm-mm.
do you see where the finger's pointing?
Mm-mm. Tell him you don't see anything.
Do you see where the finger's pointing?
Oh.
So, but I did listen.
It was a joint effort.
It was a joint effort. I listened.
I am. I guess we're just gonna have to
There's no
have people come on in, video clipping, polls, questions, help, stream help. I don't know. So anyway.
But at least we can see what's on the left side, and you over there. So if you have to type anything,
all right,
you can do that. So we're gonna get started. So what is that? We just playing with stuff now, y'all.
I don't know, but I'm getting ready to get off of here.
It still sees us, so at least you know you can do that. So, and I've learned how to share the screen. So like, if we ever want to do a PowerPoint, then we should the same way I share the screen on Microsoft Teams. It shouldn't be too much different. So,
all right, well, we're gonna go on and get started. Miss Charlie has her coffee.
She has her coffee.
I think so.
She don't have no coffee.
I asked if she had it. She said yes. We're gonna see.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, okay. All right, she on the part. No, okay.
We got somebody else in here.
Hey,
good morning.
Hey, Sherry.
I see you turn your sign around. No, we didn't turn our sign around, but glad you noticed that. Facebook Live has this new live producer. So this is very new to us.
So we trying to figure it out.
So it flipped the sign around.
So what it's saying is backwards?
No, it's right. Look at the screen.
Oh, so it was
it's showing
all
right. It's not showing backwards. Yeah.
Oh, so we was doing that all along? Ooh. Yeah.
But you know, nothing. It's just like the other thing. We'll talk about it later. We'll figure it out. But anyway, good morning, Aunt Sherry. And we're going to go ahead and get started. The only thing I don't like about this, I don't know how to invite people in. So, but we're going to play with it later and figure it out.
The good thing about it is they know I think it shows up as an alert that we're live, so we just go from there. So, good morning. We're going to be talking about moving on. And, after Easter, which Easter doesn't end, if you really look at it, the fact that Jesus paid the penalty for us all, it really doesn't end. It's just something like an event on a calendar for some people, but for us that live this all the time, then there's no real end to it, other than just them saying that it's over. But we know that we have to keep moving. The scripture is going to be coming from Isaiah chapter 43, verses 18 and 19. Again, we're going to be on. And so we want to encourage you that during this time, you have the opportunity to grow. You have the opportunity to find ways to get better, to improve yourself, to improve relationships, to extend grace, to extend love, just do those things that maybe when this situation wasn't in place, you didn't have time to do it. So now we have an opportunity to move and push forward. So, Millicent and myself are encouraging you to embrace the 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 things that we're going through today. Embrace them so that you can find ways to thrive in famine. And I really want to push that. There shouldn't be a time when you feel like being in the house with your family is bad. I know some of them you probably want to hurt, but there's always an opportunity to grow, to teach, and to learn.
Right.
So we have those opportunities. We've been spending time with our children. We've been playing games. You know, we still go to church on Sunday, uh, and we are able to praise God. We're praying. So you have opportunities to improve yourself. You have opportunities to improve your relationship with others. You have an opportunity to make it better. So I'm gonna read this, and then we're gonna look at a few other things. Oh, what is? I'll ask you after this. So,
Okay.
in Isaiah 43:18 and 19, it says, "Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" So you have to ask yourself, if you stop looking at the issues that are happening around with businesses and other stuff, what new thing has sprung up? Do you not notice it? What new thing has appeared? Do you not notice it? What new thing has transpired in your life and God has done something and answered a prayer, and when you look around, you didn't even know He did it? So, what new thing? So I want to encourage you to really examine each day the new mercies.
This is my question, and I usually don't have questions this early, but I have one this morning. So what I would like to know is, since we have all been spending extra time together with our spouses in the house, has that sparked new conversation? Has it sparked new closeness between you and your spouse? Has it sparked new and deeper conversation?
Or has it sparked animosity and things where you're arguing and those things? And what I was remembering, and we were talking about this last week, is that we were talking about, I guess, the number of domestic violence cases
We talked about that last time.
So the thing is, that stuff was always there.
Right.
It's just that people had time to go to work and get away from each other, so it never was addressed. But we have to address those things. That's how you get closure. That's how you move on. And that's how you conquer things in yourself that may not be very appealing. That's how you conquer things in yourself that may not line up with the Word of God. And He's given us another opportunity to submit and throw whatever that is at the foot of the cross. So going back to what Millicent said, important questions. Have you found a way to get closer? Have you found a way to have a better understanding, allergies, of your spouse and who he or she is? This is that opportunity. This is that opportunity to hold each other accountable and take whatever personality traits and characteristics that may need to be given to God and actually do. And remember one thing, it's just like any business or corporation. There may be a lot of things that may need to be done in order for the corporation to improve, but you can't fix all of those in 1 year. So, which two things that you will focus on, that you will commit to, that you will not back down from, and address those two things? And then once you conquer those, then anything else that you need to address will seem so much easier because of all the commitment that you put into conquering whatever that was, all of the prayer, all of the literature, all of the studying, and anything else that you had to attest to that. But if you try to find and fix 15, 16 different things or 10 things, it'll never work. You don't have a, we don't have the capacity to do all that. But when we focus on two that we know that can revolutionize ourselves, those are the two most critical things that may be hindering us from having a better walk with God, hindering myself from having actually open, real, unrestricted communication with my wife, then there we go. So
Right.
when we talk about moving on, we're talking about not living in the past also, and not allowing that past to be something that, that cripples you or that keeps you from taking that next step. So again, I'm going to read this scripture from Isaiah 43:18 and 19. Forgetting the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. It springs up. Do you not perceive it? So, what does the word new mean?
So the dictionary says that new is not existing before, made, introduced, or discovered recently, or now for the first time.
Hmm.
It also means already existing but seen, experienced, or acquired recently, or now for the first time. Mhm.
So there could be some things that in this situation have sprung up for the first time. There could be some new things that have made you closer because of this situation, that value in your spouse and each other, and it is growing. So that's something to consider too. When God is doing a new thing, He's taking the best of you and He's showing you that it was already there for some. And for others, He's showing you that there's a new or there's a more excellent way of doing things.
Okay.
I'm going to read that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Sherry said, being home with everyone all day is a new normal for me. It's an adjustment, but being married to a calm man is nice. No issues here. Thanks be to God. Amen.
Hey, Miss Nidra, what's
Good
going
morning,
on,
Mrs.
girl?
King. How are you?
Miss King. What?
We miss and love you, honey.
Nidra, look at my hair. I'm suffering. Oh my goodness, Nidra, look at So, um, I can just imagine everybody else. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, the thing about moving on is that, some things are uncharted too. You get a chance to do some uncharted. And I think doing them together is what makes it all worthwhile when you're doing something new. Because if you trust each other and you trust in God, it doesn't matter what happens. When it happens, hey, we did it together. But
Y'all
things, Joe, how you doing? Yes, yes. So moving on means that you don't stay in the same position.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to take another step. It's time to go upward, upward and onward. I'm on the wrong side. I don't normally sit over on this side. And so it's time to go upward and onward.
Right.
So um, when we look at the opportunities that are afforded us, I've been looking at the news, and some days I just don't turn it on. You just get tired of hearing all that negative stuff. But on the other end, when you look at Facebook and you look at some other things, or even on the news when they have all these positive outpourings
Right.
of giving, of helping, and those things, it's motivating. That's what I would say. For me, I have kept a very positive attitude, and for me, I've been, trying to do as much as I can to either find stuff to do with the family, or really just to exercise some patience, or do other things. So when the kids want to play games, some of those games I don't like, but I play them. So and I love Uno, but some of them other games, oh goodness. So
But that's a new thing for us. So
mm,
because everybody is, like on Sherry said, being at home with everybody, they get a chance to their workload is different.
mm,
So the way they have to turn their stuff in, so they're getting done earlier,
yeah,
and then if I get off at 5 o'clock, whatever. But it's just walking into the next room, loving on them, seeing them throughout the day,
yeah,
and just really getting a chance to spend extra time with the kids instead of, we gotta wait till the weekend and
hmm of
them
course,
7 o'clock, you just getting home and cooking and doing all. So all of that is so I'm appreciating that new thing
hmm
for us.
and then I like the fact that I mean, when we play the games, then a lot of conversation come out, and I think that the biggest thing that I've learned from this situation was they look for us as soon as work is over. We're gonna play a game, So they like, y'all ain't getting out of nothing. Y'all, it's time. Y'all been at work all because that's what we're doing. But God is faithful
Yeah.
to build and bridge. So my word to you all is find ways to improve the quality of your family.
Yeah.
Find ways to strengthen them, because they're gonna
We don't.
don't have them forever, and then they need to know how to thrive in desert lands. They need to know how to thrive in the face of adversity. The children need to know how to thrive in pestilence and famine.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been saying that throughout the time you've been out. Have to find ways to thrive in pestilence,
Right.
because that's what this is. It's a pestilence. It's
Good
an
morning,
attack.
Mrs. Lindsay.
So when when you have an opportunity to thrive, you thrive. You don't frown, you smile. You
Right.
don't fuss, you be patient. Or you say something that's uplifting.
Now
Find
that's a
things
new thing too that I've noticed. Because when you have teenagers, that's a whole different
mm,
ball game, so to speak.
yeah,
But I've noticed it's been, I don't know why it's doing that.
yeah.
Um,
It's
but
twitching.
I've noticed that it's been less controversy between them.
Mm,
They've been spending more time together, even if we're not in there.
yeah.
The other night they just been sitting at the table playing games and laughing and having a good time, or they sitting at the table together
Mm,
drawing, listening to their music, but it's still quality time.
yeah.
So as a mother, I'm appreciating that. You
Yeah.
know,
Sometimes we have to get on them, because they do fuss a little bit. But I think they've worked around knowing what little, I don't know if it's triggers, but they can kind of know when it's time to stop, or,
hmm
before it gets to that.
so
But
they're
they,
even learning new things about each other in
mhm,
that aspect.
yeah. So I'm very appreciative of it, very happy about it. I want to throw this out there, even though I know this has nothing to do with the lesson, but I know that for HISD parents, but I think it's just going to be. I know that they're going to be giving out 50 pounds of food per family at NRG. The 50 pounds of food should cover a full 5 days, I believe. So
Is it, and it's today?
I think so. I think it's today. NRG Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a massive food give out to families. So if you know families that need to get food, I don't think there's anything you need to sign up for. I don't have my phone with me to go back and listen to the message because they sent a text message, they did a call out, and I'm gonna send it out via my school's call out this morning just so that our parents can go over there and get some food because it's an important resource. And at this point, nobody's gonna complain about whatever. If it's green beans you don't like, you like green beans now. You know, so if you don't like squash or tomatoes, you like them now. That's your favorite food now.
It's
So
a new thing.
it's a new thing.
It's a new food.
So we want our parents and we want anybody that needs to get food to be able to have an opportunity to do that at NRG Stadium. So what I want to do is I want to read what this says, and then we're gonna go through and we're gonna start doing some interaction. So this is the devotional for the day entitled "Moving On," and everything in here doesn't apply to everybody. So I don't want you to think like, well, he's reading that, and that's no. This is just an overview of a devotional, but it's a devotional when you look at couples. It's a devotional just to give you a better insight on the word, and then I got an example of it that you can look like you can apply. It says, a sure way to start a fight is accusing your partner with, "You're just like your mother," or "You're exactly the same way as your dad." Your identity is stripped away and replaced by the past mistakes and failures of your parents. God promised to make you new when you believed in Jesus and received His Spirit. Your father may have abandoned the family, but you're given a deep commitment to stay. Your mother may have raged in anger, but you're filled with God's peace and gentleness. Addiction, sexual sin, abuse, pride, bitterness, these sins are dead in the past as you find freedom in Christ. Your true father is God Himself. Trust Him to continue His work in your heart and life. Pray for His power to break free from the bondage of yesterday. Let Him silence the enemy's lies that you'll never be able to change. Honor one another. Words of hope. God is doing a new thing in each of you. Keep looking forward in joyful anticipation of all that is to come. Now, this is the prayer that we can say. Lord, it says, Lord, give us eyes to clearly see your work in each of us. Continue to see, it says, continue to set us free from the pain and sin of the past. Set us free from the pain and sin of the past. Set us from the pain and sin of the past. And fill us with hope as we trust you to make us new. So, I have a few observations that I want to kind of put out there because when we talk about moving on, there are some things that we need to consider. Just a few things. And when we talk about your marriage, the commitment, the two that shall become one. Do you have goals? And that is a rhetorical question. Do you have goals? And if you do, what are those goals? And if you have those goals and what are those goals, then how are you and your spouse supporting each other that you would achieve or reach those goals? What are the timelines for that? That's just one loaded question. And the goal could be communication. The goal could be patience. The goal could be promotion. But whatever it is, it should be shared between you and your spouse, and then it should be an agreed upon prayer together in faith to the Father. So if you have a goal, you need to be pursuing that goal. If the goal is family time, then you need to pursue that goal. If that goal is to have a better relationship, or open communication with your children, because not all of your children communicate with you the same way. And so I think now what I have to evolve into is how do I communicate with my kids when they don't have all the same type of communication processes? Sometimes the communication is when you work. Sometimes the communication is when you are doing something, activity. And sometimes the communication is just communication, like I'm talking to you. But all of the children don't have those same types of communications. So when we talk about this goal, you have set this goal together as a married couple, whatever it is. You have, or you should have, come to prayer together to God and say, Lord, this is something that we've agreed to do or want to address, and we need your help. Strengthen us, guide us to the word that we need so that we can practice that. You need to practice and build those habits. We're going to keep talking about building the habits because once you build the habits, they don't go away.
Right.
When you build the habits of prayer, it don't go away. When you build the habits of sowing, they don't go away. When you build the habits of encouraging, they don't go away. But when you only build the habit of sowing 1 or 2 times, but when you sow over 100 times, you always gonna sow. You have to worry about nothing. When you give compliments of positivity over 100 times, when really it says that it takes 26 times to do something to build a habit. So if you done it 26 times, it's gonna become a routine. And it's not just a routine to be run of the mill. If it's positive, it's gonna keep adding to your personality and the character traits that God has in the Bible for you and that you have for yourself. So when we talk about goals, and because the two shall become one, you actually have strength and unity. So looking at the person that's on the side of you, you should believe that they got your back, that they're going to help you, that they're going to lift you up, that they're going to pray for you when you sometimes are weak, because we all go through that. You need to believe and trust in that. And when you decide together that you're going to reach or we're going to go for this goal together, and that's what you do. So now, this is where you come in. How are you supporting your spouse? I want to see comments because that builds them up to know that if the world is against them, the people at the job is against them, some of these scandalous people and how they try to stab you in the back and step on your head to get up to another level. But when they're with you, they should feel protected. When they're with you, then nothing that happens on the outside should against them.
Right.
So
we have our separate alone time in devotion with God. He's more than I, but he more than I, but we both agree we need more devotion together. It is a work in progress. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Because really both of those are needed. Because even just like we do here, that sparks conversation between the two of you. Definitely you need to have your own alone time and devotion with God. But even now with us both working at home, and even before, we would try to, if we got up like we were supposed to, read the devotion together before he goes out the door. But I listen to different sermons throughout the day. I start my morning off, listening to my praise music, even though I can't sing. I'm in the office by myself, so unless somebody's listening at the door, their ears are not dying, but still, it's important to have that time together and separate as a married couple. It's definitely true. Thank you for that and sharing.
So thank you for sharing. So it's important. If you have goals, how are you supporting your spouse? It's okay to type that in. How are you supporting your spouse, or how are they supporting you? Because this doesn't get done in separation or isolation. What we're trying to do is build a closer family, so things are not done in isolation, they're done in unity. You know, if you know it's something that your spouse is leaning toward and desiring, and you go before God in prayer for that, but not for the ambition of just trying to get it or achieve it. But Lord, if my husband or wife achieve this goal, in what ways would this make them better? In what ways would this be a platform to uh, further the kingdom?
In what ways can I help make this transition easy or easier for them?
Because some things, when it's a goal, sometimes it seems like it's impossible. But the fact that you said it and you want to go after it, it shows that you have some strength, some spunk. So that's one of the things that you can do as a couple when we talk about moving on, because we can't stay in the same place, you all. We got to evolve and we got to move forward. We got to look at how we can get better, how we can move, how we can get closer to what God has in store for us. There's some things, there's some chiseling, there's some hands that the potter must do at the wheel in order for your mug to come out the way it should. And yes, this is good food. Oh yes. And so
and I'm looking at Lawanda's comment. She said work in progress. And it's not easy. But what I can say is I really believe that even in the middle of all of this pandemic that's going on, this was a time for, and also attention to our children, what's going on with their spouse. This is a time for us to slow down and pay attention to who are you really married to, and just that's a source that we need to tap into. You know, that's a source that we need to take stock in. That's a source that we need to invest in.
And
So,
no, I was just gonna say investing is good, because you invest because you want a positive return. And so, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm trying to turn that down.
Okay. So when you invest in something, you have goals. Two, you looking for something to come out of that's gonna make you better. And so, Lawanda, what I would add to work in progress, I'm gonna add another word. I'll say work in positive progress. Uh, so that way I put that extra P in there. Work in positive progress. You are a work in positive progress. That means that whenever something comes up as a negative thought, then you denounce that, and then you replace it with something positive. You find in a situation, if you're at the store and the line is long, ain't the time to get upset. If you know that's what you always do, no, you got to do a new thing. So now you're not gonna get upset. You're gonna find a way to find out what you need to do to be patient. You never know what's gonna happen. You never know if the person that's at the register could be ministering to the person that's buying the food. Because a lot of times people say things when you check out. How you doing? I'm doing good. Yeah, but so you never know. So we want to find we are a work in positive progress, meaning that our progress is going upward.
Mhm.
and onward. There we go. So, new thing, uncharted, new opportunities, those are important. Those are things that we can face. And, my other question, I guess my observation would be, address the wall or choose to knock it down. Because everybody has, excuse me, everybody has like character traits that are not sometimes very pleasant.
Yes.
And you know yourself. You know that it could be better. You know that it can be something that could prepare you to the next level. But this one thing is stopping you. You have an opportunity to do that. So focus on the positive movement of going upward and onward. And so I am committed to, just looking at the fact that in this opportunity, you can do something that is so good. You can do something that is positive and make your family better.
And thank you, Londa, for that. We appreciate that. We appreciate you and your family. You know, and then going back to the work in progress, if you at home and you know your attitude not right, or you try to stop those words from coming out of your mouth after they formulated in your brain, go put yourself in time out. I've had to do that before too.
Yeah,
If I got to go to the bathroom and just lock myself in there for a few minutes, just a few minutes, give me a second, and then come back out, move forward.
So this is about those new wine skins. Matthew 9 and chapter 17. It says, neither do people pour new wine into old wineskins. If they do, the skins will burst, the wine will run out, and the wineskins will be ruined. No, they pour new wine into new wineskins, and both are preserved. So
It's good.
that old wineskin doesn't have that strength because it's something of the past. The new wineskin has that strength. So you would pour that new, fresh, what they say, they step on grapes, whatever. I don't know if that's true. But that new wine goes into that new wineskin because it can hold it. It's done. It's done. So you get the next new skin for the new wine. When you want to build up your attitude and you now are saying things that are positive, that's new. So you build on the next step of your new. Or if it's the patience, you build on the next step of that. Or if it's to be more attentive, then that is your new. But the thing is that you have two people that you can share that with. Lord, I want you to do a new thing in me. I know I have the capacity to be better. I know I have the capacity to go further. I know I have the capacity to reach people in your name's sake, not to build up myself, not to make myself look like some kind of whatever. It is only a pathway to be able to draw somebody closer to you.
Right.
And when I have that kind of attitude, I'm asking you, Lord, whatever it is that's stopping me from getting to that level, do a new thing in me.
And so that's the thing. We have to learn how to get out of our own way. We have to learn how to not self-sabotage. That's a word that I used a couple of days ago. And a lot of times we get so used to doing things or saying things a certain way is that becomes a way of life. We self-sabotage so much we don't even realize when we're doing it. So again, take this time and opportunity to slow down, pay attention to the people around you, pay attention to yourself. and your actions, behaviors, words that you say all the time, and then reevaluate. Is that lifting my family up? Is that making me a better person? Is that putting me in a position where I want to learn or can learn and grow? And if the answers to those are no, then we need to go put a plan together and get some things done.
And I'm learning something because I participate every day. I go outside and I look at these peppers, and peppers is just a plant, but it was for me. These peppers represent me being patient and me watching something grow from the earth. People, I'm not a farmer, but and there have been times when I've tried to grow something and it died or something like that. But I was cooking something in October. I took all the seeds from those little peppers and I just took them and put them in a big pot. And I don't, so now they're growing. I see them growing, and before they actually turn into a pepper, there's a little white flower. And once that white flower falls off, there's a small little stem that sticks out like a little needle. And then in a few days, it becomes a ball. In a few weeks, it's a full pepper. They still growing. Now, the thing is, the peppers, they came in different colors. They came in orange, red, green, and yellow. So now I see one of them is starting to turn red. So at least I know which seed that was because I put them all in there.
Oh, really?
I put them all in there. Might be a rainbow pepper. I don't know what it's going to be.
Oh, gosh.
But the thing is, that anticipation of going out there and making peppers okay, and that they're growing, and that that you're trying to protect them, bugs out there trying to eat on them. So, what?
I'm looking at Anshira's question. Did you decide together to do Marriage Matters, or was it one person's goal and the other came on board?
She just told me to do it, and I did it.
That is not true, Anshira. Don't believe that. That is not true.
No, we really
But thank you. We talked about it. Oh, you know what? I really know how this came about. So, and didn't even realize that it had been that long. We've always and I can explain that and share it. Ever since we got engaged, we went to marriage class at Gulf Meadows. So we've never not been in marriage class. It's like you always have the opportunity and the space to learn something, to do a new thing and to grow together with your marriage. I don't care how long you've been married. I don't care how old you are.
Yeah.
There's always something that you can learn. And so moving forward, we got to Praise Chapel. And so they didn't have a marriage class. And so we asked Pastor about, can we get a marriage class? We've always been in marriage class. We don't have one. The church is really growing and people need this.
Yeah.
So he said, well, let me think about it and I'll get back to you. And it was 2 weeks later. And he goes, y'all need to get your stuff together because I want you to teach the marriage class. I'm like, Pastor Love, that is not what we asked you. That is not what
not
we
us.
asked you.
We said to have class, not for us to teach the class. So,
So that was back in 2013, guys. This is 2020.
So it's been 7 years. And so the reason that we do it this way is because we can reach more people.
Right.
It's not to downgrade or do anything like that. It's just that we have, opportunity to reach more people. And so we're committed to helping families grow. We're committed to helping marriages thrive. We're committed to showing you that we are transparent and we have our own stuff to deal with, but we choose the word and we choose each other. We choose to honor the commitment that we say, and not just then, because I think that those words are not some kind of uh, rite of passage that you jump over a broom and that you all, after you get married, you become this thing or you something.
But you know, that's a perception that a lot of people have, that it's just supposed to be automatic.
Yeah.
Marriage is not automatic. It is work.
It's work.
And it's always work, constant work. But the thing is, are you going to stay committed to the commitment and ride that whole thing out together, or what you gonna do?
So, oh goodness, what I do? Okay. So in Matthew 6 and verse number 30 and Luke 12 and 28, it's the same thing. If that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow is thrown into the fire, will he not much more clothe you of little faith? And that's one of the building blocks of achieving a goal, because I asked earlier, do you have goals?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're married, you need to have some goals. You know, you want your children to go to college, that's a goal. You want your children to be productive citizens and be able to deal with adversity, that's a goal. I mean, you just got to figure out which ones you want to attack. But if God can take care in this time, because we talk about and say again about thriving in famine and pestilence, if God can take care of the grass that doesn't sing, that doesn't shout, it's just there and it's cut every week but grows back because of the rain that God can cut the grass of the field, then we should have enough faith in him that he can take care of us in famine, in pestilence, in these times of well, ain't unsure to me, but for some individuals it may be unsure, but we've been through quite a bit of unsure. We've been through broke. We've been through little to no food. We've been through raggedy cars. We've been through, you know, a house that was our first house, but you know, we thought that was gonna be forever. Ooh, we learned real quick it is not gonna be forever. But we learned, but we grew, treated that house right. We fixed all we could, and it was time to move on. And we moved on. Had we stayed there, we would not have. It's all a part of the growth. You won't make it if you stay somewhere. You have to move forward.
But you know what, then too, it's all about stewardship. You know, when you're giving stewardship over things, so stewardship with your stewardship with your children, stewardship with that house. You know, we did what we were supposed to do. We made sure that it was taken care of. And even though it was a small house, it was ours. You know, and we took good care of it.
Oh yeah, we did.
You know, so
I disputing that.
all I'm saying is that when you're giving stewardship over something, no matter what capacity it may be the best steward that you can. And serve. You have to be helpful. You have to be understanding.
Yeah.
You have to be nurturing in stewardship.
Nurturing. It's hard for me. So, Toya, we see you. We see you. Walk by faith. Always grow. Make it. We're rolling. Who's that? I can't see. Don't leave the page. Don't leave the page. Okay. We're still trying to get used to this, and this Twitch is really bothering me. Right. I don't know if y'all can see that, but they keep doing that. Oh, but this is the time to grow. This is also the time to plant seeds. Plant seeds of faithfulness, plant seeds of love, plant seeds of growing together, plant seeds of, you know, because remember, when you plant in the seed, like I said with the peppers,
Mm.
You know, there's a lot of things going on underneath the ground that you can't see.
Right.
And as you see the bud of the new thing, the anticipation is to protect. The anticipation is that, is it going to be what I sowed it to be? If it's a pepper seed, then I need to grow a pepper. I shouldn't be planting a seed that's a pepper and it grow to become a lemon. So, you know what I'm saying? So, when we sow these seeds of responsibility, when we sow these seeds of commitment,
love,
love,
respect,
sow the seeds of support, that you'll always be a person that no matter what, you'll be supportive of your spouse. Because when it comes back to it, we are supporting each other, and you build those type of children will know. I'm not attaching myself to somebody that don't support me. I'm not attaching myself to somebody that cracks under pressure. I'm not attaching myself to somebody that don't have a go-get it spirit.
But if you are attached to somebody like that, what do you do as a steward, as a spouse, to help flip that thing around? Do you cover your spouse in prayer, love, kind words, kind actions, being supportive? Or do you tear them down?
Yep, that was it. It was coming. You tear them down, and do you say like we see it in here? You just like your father. You just like your mother.
You just like your mother. Those words hurt.
Yeah. Well, your parents are good.
Yeah, but if they not, and they got stuff going on, that's a problem.
I understand.
LaWanda said, just a question. I am hearing about the pepper analogy. Okay. Wait, but I missed the question though. She said, what creative dates have you all done minus the kiddos?
Oh, baby.
So since we have
we get on out there. We do creative dates because we're gonna do one tonight. We're gonna transform our patio into a place of zen. And so I gotta tell y'all this. Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes. Oh, you should have seen her. She was quiet all day. There's something wrong. There's something wrong. There's something wrong. And she finally told me, you forgot date night. I said, well, I didn't try to.
I did not say it like that.
No, I didn't say you
forgot something.
I didn't. Look.
You forgot something.
You forgot something. So we didn't go on a date.
But that's really been our only place, for right now, is to have date night on the patio. And the thing is that they know it. So if, like when we had date night last month, they didn't come out there, they didn't bother us. It was just us, and Alexa.
And Alexa.
And I think at that time it was still kind of cool. So we had it going, and it was just in our place. But here's the thing. Because we've done it so much and our kids see that we're committed to the commitment, that's something that they expect. They know that the third Friday every month, that's their time. Don't bother them. Don't ask them for nothing. Because it's not happening today. Any other day but today. And so
they call their sister.
Yeah, they call their granny.
And say, Mama is gonna be gone for a while. Y'all come over here. We want to do something. So for me, we do creative dates. We're gonna go and we go search out other places that we haven't been.
And that's a good idea. That's something that we can do. So the ones, whatever, they go a short drive through the city. That's good.
Yeah, you can do.
Right.
We don't allow that to be an excuse.
Let me go back though. Just some just has an unmotivated spirit. They don't want a lot of change either.
But you gotta think outside the box. And
LaWanda, you the outside of the box thinker.
Yeah, you gotta think outside the box. You gotta think for me. I look forward to we find different and You know, it could be something that we heard about. It could be, you know, a concert. It just depends on what it is.
Right.
But the thing is that we're committed to always going on a date.
Now let's get back here. She said, "Did you do this when they were younger?" Yes, we
Yes.
did. We
We've
did
been
it when they were younger.
now when we did it when they were younger, we did it a different kind of way.
I mean, we had to secure, babysitters,
mhm.
you know. So, but grandparents, let first not. And my grandmother, was gone now, but my
Yeah, that's
dad's
right.
mom,
That's right.
on to me. She was like, y'all don't go out on a date. She was like, you don't even go to the grocery store by yourself. She was like, drop them babies off at my house,
Mhm.
go do whatever it is you need to do, and you get back when you get back.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this to you, Lawanda. So, and I'm gonna be very transparent. I think that when there may be a consistent behavior,
Mhm.
the one thing that you have to do is that when you want to see change, no matter how you may view it, never speak a negative word or it won't change.
And you go to your daddy about it.
Mm-hmm.
You go to your father about it in private.
Mm-hmm.
If you talked about it, y'all understand, and there's still no change, you go to the one that's got it all.
Yep.
And I can tell you that one from experience.
And you'll get whatever it is because we're the eyes of your heart.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to be patient. Um, oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
understand that too.
yeah.
The one that trust me, I truly understand it because even though my grandmother couldn't drive, she could or do any of those things. But she knew when school was out, what was it, like a week before?
That was
She
it.
was calling my phone. She wanted to know the last day that school was gonna be out and when our children was gonna be at their house.
Mm-hmm.
We would see our kids for a week at a time.
Drop them off, bring their clothes, come back. This is
But
what I
that
want
was
you to
what
come and get them.
that was
Yeah.
what she wanted, and that's what she loved to
Mm-hmm.
do. So
And to be honest with you, we've had that option for both sides of our family. Michaela, when she was born, was with my dad for a year. Nobody touched her, nobody, nothing. Michaela was with my dad
that was
for
his
the first
baby.
year of her life. And Gerrol was with
My grandmother.
for the first year. Ain't nobody touching him. He ain't going to no daycare. They didn't believe in that, and they told us we don't
And
do
Linda
it.
had to live.
Mm-hmm. So like one family member had one of our kids pretty much for a whole year, and so they had their own experiences too. So we just thank God for that support. They may not have that type of support, but that does not mean that you can't build it.
Right.
So my prayer is that when we talk about moving on,
Mm-hmm.
don't look in the past, excuse me, to build the future.
Right.
Those
And
things were there, so it's
mm-hmm.
time to move forward and speak upon the things that you want to see by faith.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, kids, even if it's just you got to just go book a whole weekend, be gone. That would really be nice. But if you can't do that right now, you have to take advantage of the opportunities that you do have. So even if it's just 2 or 3 hours, of y'all being gone, we've had a date night where we just went and hung out at the coffee shop.
Mm-hmm.
And we just sat and talked. I think one time we went to what was it, Pearland Town Center?
Yeah.
And we just hung out.
Just hung out, walked, talked. But for us, that hanging out and that walking and talking, sometimes that for us helps us to stuff.
Mhm.
You know, in a weird way, we able to plan out stuff. We're able to put some things in place that I don't know, maybe just we didn't have time to really think about it.
Right.
But then when we're walking and talking and we're visiting, you know, different places, the focus may be on us, but then when we're focusing on our children or our goals that we have in place, it's a constant reminder that, you know, we did say that this was a goal. We did
Right.
say that we were going to do this, and we kind of like went back. So, you know, the going to the town center, going to whatever it is, you know, you find ways to be with and enjoy each other.
Right.
And you find ways to go to places that sometimes you don't like, but you do it for your spouse because you know they like it.
And
So-
you know what, Lawanda, we have had to have date night at the house. We didn't have anybody or any place for Nailani to be
Mhm.
because all the kids was at work and Michaela, you know, has her own place.
Mhm.
So what we did was we ordered in from Red Lobster.
Yeah.
And we still had date night, but we had it
We said here.
just
But
had
we,
here.
but we,
You know.
but our commitment to having one, they ain't going nowhere.
Right.
We're gonna have a date night. We're gonna have some time because when they get married, it is gonna be a staple. Because you can stop dating each other. You got to find ways to continue to do things that you were doing when you first dated,
Right.
that when you were first together. Those things that are positive that attracted you to each other, you have to keep moving towards that direction.
Right.
So it's not a car, baby.
Okay.
So
we're gonna shut it down.
Yes.
But we love the interaction,
Yeah.
the questions, the comments,
Mhm.
you know, and we love to do. This is what we really like to do. Make sure that we keep lifting each other personally and merit wise
Yep.
in lifting each other up in prayer.
And in family too.
Make sure that you're staying committed to your commitment.
Mhm.
Make sure that your home is an atmosphere that God has total control over.
Mhm. Yeah. So be blessed.
We want you to like the video, share the video, please. We have we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter. Just trying to get the word out there and just be an encouragement to married couples, period.
Yeah. It's good, guys.
Our date nights ended up being Jew days. Laugh Out Loud for a Kid Crew, you too. Well,
Girl, let me tell you
just
something.
make it happen. I don't care if you have to put the little ones to bed early. You know, you got a backyard, Miss Lawanda Lynn. You got a backyard.
Put them little bulb lights out there. Get you a tent.
Hook it up. Do whatever it is you got to do.
You got to think outside the box. But at the end of the day, you know, your happiness, your joy, you pursue it. And you pursue him. And he pursue you. Yeah.
Like I always say, you can't put a price on peace.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to let you guys go. Enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy your weekend. Stay committed to the commitment.
Of course.
Find new innovative ways to love on each other, enjoy each other, and invest in one another.
And don't be looking in the past. Let's look for what the new things are. Let's invest in tilling the ground and protecting the seed that you plant. Make sure that you speak positivity over yourself and your spouse.
And so Latoya and Victoria and Lawanda should remember this. We're going to stand, cultivate, and guard our ground. Hey. That's an old lesson. So stand, cultivate, and
right.
We love you guys. Y'all have a great weekend. We'll see you next time. Share, like the video. Check us out on our YouTube channel, and we will see you next Saturday and discuss more marriage matters because your marriage matters.
All right.
Bye, guys. Love y'all.
Midweek check-in. You do a midweek check-in.